All right. Annoyingly, I lost my microphone jack, so I have to like sync up the audio manually. But here we are, 13 days out. We're sub 2 weeks. Diet. Look, I'll be honest, diet hasn't been good. I'm spending a lot of time with the family, with the girlfriend, and honestly, I don't give a fuck. I mean, the bodybuilding thing is a hobby of mine, but you know, family first, right? I can always do another show. I can always redo another prep. But the moments with my family are going to be priceless. So I'm not going to sacrifice just not doing one of those things. And I mean, you could argue it both ways. You could be like, oh, your family is always going to be there. You're always going to have your family dinners. Your girlfriend's always going to be there. She's going to support you. No, 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 no. That is not how you should tackle life. Who knows? Anyway, arms today. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling refreshed. I'm 13 days out. Energy, good. Motivation, high. Like everything, ready to go. Let's do it. A lot of arms, bit of rear delts. I'm going to start off with some cuffed tricep extensions. All right, now as you can see, my left hand is significantly stronger than my right hand, especially in the tricep department. We're gonna do one more set of these, then biceps, then a tricep drop set, then biceps, then rear delts. I'm fucking pumped. I'm pretty fasted this morning. I had like a shake and a protein bar, so keen to see what the physique is gonna look like. 13 days out, let's party. All right. You just saw firsthand the danger of cuffs. That bitch was slipping on me. And I just grabbed that thing and fucking, one more. Anyway, that's enough for triceps. Let's move on to biceps. Alrighty. Alrighty. We got cable curls. Bayesian cable curls. 2 sets, strapped up. Not a lot of heavy weight. The goal, of course, and funnily enough, the first time I ever watched a video on someone doing this, it was Dr. Mike Israel training Tristan Lee. And they did like a face away cable curl superset where you would lean forward, you would pump these out until you couldn't anymore, and then you would walk back so that the angle was a bit more neutral with the elbow, and then you'd curl those out. But the cue here, of course, is that you want to keep your torso quite upright, chest is up, shoulders are back, right? But, I mean, it's a bit all confusing, so just watch this if you don't know what to do. Ugh. Oh. I'll be honest, I think I set the cables too high, so I'm going to lower it by maybe a click or two. One more. Alrighty. Same same set, bit lower. Ugh. Not bad. Tricep rope extensions. 1 set, 3-pin drop set. Ugh. 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 Not bad. Alrighty. Straight bar cable curl. Oh, sorry, my fucking mic's not synced, so I gotta do that shit. Anyway, one more set here for biceps, and then that's actually arms wrapped up. Yeah, 4 proper to failure sets, and then 2 or 1 each for triceps and biceps. 3-pin drop set. It's sort of just fun, and I like to keep it symmetrical. 2 sets. I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyway, straight bar cable curl. Let's party. Ugh. Yeah. 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 One more. Yeah. Yeah. Not bad. Alrighty. This is actually the second set, but I'm gonna put it first because the first set I was waffling on about mindset and motivation and stuff and stuff. Then I thought it was a bit cringe, and then I was like, fuck, I'll just do a retake. So this is actually the second set, but To summarize what I was saying earlier, was that I think you're going to have a better time in the gym, and not even in the gym, but pretty much any pursuit in life, any goal that you're working towards, you're going to have a bit more success, I think, if you are a bit more content with the 1%. What do I mean by that? I mean that, like, I think a lot of people are chasing, and I see this a lot in gym culture specifically, but a lot of people are chasing the quick fix, the fast results, right? Ask any physio. Yeah, they'll be like, okay, what amount of patients do you have that actually do their rehab, come back, report in, then realize, oh shit, my shit is still fucked? It's pretty low. Yeah, not a lot of people are taking their rehab seriously. Not a lot of people are actually getting the results or the progress they want in terms of getting back to fit, getting back to good working condition. The same can be said about when you're training in the gym, right? Don't try to PR every session. Yeah, don't try to make every single session that amazing 100% maximal return session because you're going to burn out, right? If you've been training for a long time, your sessions can get closer and better to maximum efficiency. If you're just starting out or you're still within, I'm going to say like the first 3 to 5 years, 3 to 4 years of training, five's a bit long. By five, hopefully you've learned something. You got to be content with just that 1%. Yeah. And I think you'll see a lot of bodybuilders and maybe a lot of big fitness guys go into this like mindset, motivational speaking, philosophy route because a lot of what we do boils down to just delayed gratification. Yeah, a lot of self awareness, a lot of delayed gratification. And I speak for like the bodybuilders collectively, but I'm obviously generalizing. I'm sort of talking from my own experience. And that is you go to the gym, you work hard for an hour, you work hard for whatever, and you see no results. Duh, right? That's not how it works. You don't work out once and then all of a sudden you're fucking jacked. No, it's actually the opposite. You work out weeks, months, years before you get to see some results. And that's just one facet of your training, of your goal generally, right? Because you got to factor in your diet, you got to factor in your recovery, you got to factor in your other lifestyle pools. And I think when you aim too high and you set your expectations on yourself too high, it sort of acts as like I don't want to say a burden, but it's sort of like it fucks your motivation up a little, right? Whereas if you had the mindset of, I made it to the gym, I did my work, I got my 1%. I'm 1% better than the me that wasn't going to go to the gym. I'm 1% better than the me that trained last week. I think you're in for a much better time, right? Because 1% every session, 1% every week, 1% every day, whatever the time frame, that is still improvement and that should be celebrated. You know, just because it's not that 10%, 20 kilogram PR on your bench that you set out for yourself in the 3 months, just because it's not that, shouldn't mean that you're not happy with your progress. Yeah. I think the rate at which you progress is something that you're going to have to figure out yourself, and you shouldn't be holding yourself to any other standard to other people, and especially not online content creators, right? I think I'm trying to be different in the sense that all my workouts are raw. Look, I will admit, I edit the lighting slightly in some of them, just so that I'm not fucking washed out in a lot of the videos. But the enhancement, minor, right? And I'll say like straight, I'll confess to it. It's not a big deal for me. And it's like, don't trust what you see on social media. Don't trust what you see in terms of other people's 12-week cut, 12-week program. Don't like, it's Fugazi. You know what I mean? You just got to do it, and you should try to figure it out. You know, if you need help, yeah, sure. Employ a coach, work with a trainer, ask maybe some of your friends that have been lifting a bit longer than you. But at the end of the day, I think the journey of learning yourself and getting with that 1% better every day, it's unbelievably fulfilling. Like I will say this now, like, and as a guy that's been training for 10 years, 5 years shit, 5 years okay, debuting in my first bodybuilding competition, I think like if I didn't have that mindset, uh, I don't know. Chances are, look, potentially I could have had a better physique as well, but that's not what I'm going for. I want the best physique that I can bring to stage whilst also keeping all the other aspects of my life in check. You know, I want to be a good son to my parents. I want to be a good boyfriend to my girlfriend. I want to be a good brother to my siblings. I want to be a good friend to my friends, right? And there's a duality when it comes to bodybuilding where it's like maybe you can forego all of that temporarily so you can focus on yourself and really smash that show. But at the end of the day, for me, there's just more important things in my life to focus on. I love bodybuilding. I love training. Even after my show, I'll still be training for pretty much like the rest of my life. But it's like I'd rather not. Simple as that. Like I'd rather achieve what I can achieve, given what I can do, and just be happy with that 1%. You know, I'm not. I'm not I'm not kicking myself over the fact that I could have tried harder or I could have done this way or done this that way. You know, I'm uh, I'm pretty happy with the stage I'm at, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to work hard. You know what I mean? Hey, if you don't know what I mean, just watch this shit. I'll show you. Uh, uh, oh, not bad. Yeah. Uh, Alrighty, haven't done this one in a while, but better late than never. I like a nice and stable machine. Rear delt cable flies, rear delt razors, rear delt flies on the pec fly machine. What am I rocking? 45 kilos here. I say moderately heavy. I don't want to do too many reps. The goal here is to protract the shoulders, keep them forward, pull the humerus back whilst also simultaneously angling down. We've got 2 sets and then we're going to check the pump. Let's party. Excuse the fucking Spider-Man 3 Peter Parker hair. Fucking beanies off. Whoa. That was alright. Oh, let's check the pump. Alrighty, I just weighed myself with all my clothes on, 70.8 kilos. Now, that's with 300 mils of milk, protein bar, some water. That's about it. So, closer to around 70 kilos raw weight, which, I mean, not ideal because 68 is the stage weight goal. So, if I 70 kilo this morning, tomorrow morning, 300 grams a day, 68 on stage, doable. But I will have to go pretty hard for the next 2 weeks. Less than 2 weeks, actually. 10 days. I'm giving myself pretty much 10 days to lose another 2 kilos. Very, very doable, just annoyingly hard. Anyway, let's just see what we look like. Biceps, triceps, rear delts pumped. I reckon we're going to make 70 look pretty good, but that's just wishful thinking, of course. So let's see. As far as poses go, and I hope I'm freaking in focus and decently lit, let's start with a classic. Honestly, it's not too bad. I asked my friends, right? Because I've got a few friends here and there, and it was actually these same friends that really sort of got me into the gym. My high school mates. They were much bigger than me, much more trained, much more experienced, and I asked them sort of recently, like, what part of my physique do you think is my strongest point? One of my friends, which I respect a lot, he said my midsection is actually my best part, and actually got me thinking if I sluttily pull down my pants just a tiny bit here, I don't know if you can see, but I do have the all elusive 10 pack, two bad boys down here. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. This guy's asleep. This one's like a lazy guy. So 9.5 pack. And I mean, however many abdominal muscles you have just boils down to genetics at the end of the day. But I never really thought that this was anything to write home about until I got a second opinion. So pretty chuffed deluxe. You would have noticed that my transition for my side chest is looking a bit more like shh, shh, bam. I mean, I'm just trying to be a bit more flowy with it. Yeah. I mean, I am going to take my pants off and check the legs and make sure I pose the legs in as well because honestly, well, I was going to say when you train in classic, rather, when you compete in classic, it's not just fucking waist up, it's everything, waist down, waist up, calves, adductors, hamstrings, quads, everything's included. And I think I fit the mold, or I think I've practiced a lot more in terms of open style bodybuilding posing. Like, for some reason, I've got a pretty wicked, lat spread. And I say wicked in the sense that it's probably a pose that I've practiced a lot and a lot and a lot. They believe me? But why? I don't know. I remember, I think, who did I see hit it that really inspired me? It must have been like Sebum or maybe just a few of the badasses back in the day, the golden era of bodybuilding, nasty vacuums, tight waistlines, insanely chiseled from like hip all the way up to lats, like the flow, the shape. And I wouldn't say that well, it sounds crazy, but like I was gonna say, I'm not that big of a bodybuilding fan. Like I'm not really well studied in the culture. I'm sort of more just like a casual enjoyer of it. But I do know some things. I'm not gonna be able to tell you which year Olympia, blah, 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 won that or anything, but I can tell you that this physique like speaks to me. Like it's beautiful lines, great chiseled body, like muscle bellies, like exquisite posing. And I think the part of bodybuilding that I like the most is that like for like, same chest size or same sort of weight, for example, but how you pose it and how you bring it to light, I mean, that's a skill upon its own, right? I mean, yeah, definitely you can practice it, but understanding your strong points, understanding your weak points, hiding them, revealing what looks good. I mean, that's the art of bodybuilding, and I'm all for that because I got a lot of weak points. Anyway, that's it for today. 13 days out, 70 kilos or so. Got a lot of work to do, but again, chipping away bit by bit. One for the Mike Mensa fans over here. Not bad, not bad. If you listen to this far, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you in the next one.